In this video, we're going to be giving you an update on some of our favourite 90 Day Fiance stars since their transformations. It seems like lots of people have a drastic change in appearance after appearing on the show. But what's the outcome? Are they better off for it? Does increasing your assets actually lead to an increase in assets? Or is it all just a desperate attempt to cling on to their 15 minutes of fame? From botched procedures and fraud accusations to OnlyFans fails, prison, arguments, and of course, divorce. Let's dive in. So, as I'm sure you'll remember, Deavan Clegg moved from Utah to South Korea to be with her new husband Jihoon Lee. However, she soon realised that her husband hadn't exactly been honest about his employment or his money situation. When he was caught, Jihoon admitted that he'd lied to Deavan because she wouldn't have come to Korea if she'd known the true reality of his money situation. And if that wasn't bad enough, their relationship further deteriorated when Deavan accused Jihoon of not caring for her daughter from another relationship, Drasilla, or looking after his own son, Taeyang. So it was no surprise when eventually the couple decided to split up and Deavan moved back to the USA with the kids while Jihoon stayed back in Korea. But this is where the story starts to get crazy. Before she left South Korea, Deavan had lip fillers, and it didn't exactly go to plan. You see, the end result left her looking like one of the horror characters she used to make when she worked as a horror makeup artist before the show. As she explained on an Instagram post, quote, "In Korea, I decided to get lip fillers before doing research. The product they injected had not been tested. I went to a professional. My lip was so swollen and injected incorrectly. I had damage so severe that my lip was dying." And as you can imagine, after coming back to the States, one of the first things she did was get her lip fillers fixed, with a little help from Larissa, who recommended who to go and see in order to get the botched procedure fixed. Deavan then ramped things up a gear with some dental procedures to get her teeth straightened and her gums reduced. Then, Deavan created an OnlyFans account to make money off her new look. Sadly, fans didn't exactly roll out the red carpet, and her earnings were surprisingly low in the beginning. How low? Well, she reportedly started a fundraiser to raise the $4,000 needed for breast augmentation surgery. In the fundraising post, which was posted to her OnlyFans members, she promised that anyone who donated would get, quote, free photos and, quote, a personal thank you. At last look, it appeared that her campaign had stalled at around $125. So I'll hazard a guess and say that it wasn't quite what Deavan was hoping for. And then there was another twist to the story. After some of her OnlyFans photos were leaked, she decided to make her account completely free for one day. Well, you might imagine how that went. You've got to question her logic there. It's a bit like someone stealing a cookie at the bakery store, so the baker decides to give everything away for free. Almost immediately, an anonymous Redditor released all of Deavan's private members-only photos on Reddit. Now, I say an anonymous Redditor, but Deavan was pretty sure she knew who was behind the leak, accusing her ex Jihoon of trying to sabotage her. Her proof? Well, she claims that some of the photos that were leaked were on her personal laptop and only one person had access to them besides her. So, where is Deavan today? After rumours started by Jihoon that she had had an abortion in South Korea, Deavan announced that she'd be taking a break from social media. However, as of February 2021, she's now back online with an unrecognisable new look, courtesy of bleached hair. And speaking of Jihoon, she and her ex have the looming possibility of an expensive legal battle over the custody of their son Taeyang. Jihoon seems to be gearing up to take on Deavan to fight for custody, as he reportedly opened a crowdfunding campaign to help with his legal expenses. Now, the only slight problem is the campaign has currently only raised around $12,000. Given what we know about Jihoon's finances, added to the fact that Deavan's estimated net worth has rocketed since the show to over $350,000 as reported by Screen Rant, then it certainly looks like Jihoon has the odds stacked against him. And as for her relationship status, Deavan's now in a new relationship with American-born South Korean actor / model Topher Park. The pair apparently met on a plane journey and immediately hit it off. That despite the fact that she and Jihoon are still legally married and their divorce has yet to be finalised. Speaking of divorce, you might remember Ashley and her on and off marriage with Jay Smith. Well, Ashley wowed her fans when she revealed her new look after undergoing Botox, lip fillers and breast augmentation, and fans were certainly happy for her when she admitted that getting her surgeries boosted her self-confidence, because boy did it seem like self-confidence was something that she was lacking.
We've been down this road before.
Honestly, if Jesus came down from heaven right now and said he cheated on me, I wouldn't do anything about it.
However, the support quickly died when fans turned on her, alleging she'd scammed them. Let me explain. So, back in January 2019, Ashley's friends set up a GoFundMe page to help her with her medical expenses. This after Ashley had been admitted to hospital with kidney failure. It was revealed that she was suffering from lupus, a condition that affects the immune system and can cause some very serious problems with skin, joints, kidneys and many other organs. And of course, given the seriousness of the issue, many fans were happy to donate to her cause. Originally, the page had a target to raise $5,000. However, it didn't quite reach its target and was closed down after raising $3,815. At the time, it was reported that Ashley and her friends closed the page because she had reached enough money to cover her medical expenses. But some of the fans who donated sensed that something wasn't quite right, and their suspicion arose from, let's just say, pictures with suspect timing. During the period when Ashley was supposed to be in hospital, her husband Jay was posting vacation photos of the pair of them on their social media accounts. And get this, in a bizarre lapse of concentration, apparently Jay accidentally live streamed an Instagram video showing the couple enjoying a vacation in New York during Fashion Week. Even worse, it was from an account that the couple had previously claimed was a fake, created by Ashley's ex-best friend, Natalie Crawford.
You're about to marry someone that is a cheater, can't support you and take care of you. You're really choosing a 20-year-old man child instead of mending or figuring out our friendship. Like, we've been friends for far too long, like you're like my sister.
The whole Instagram account thing is kind of weird. Let me explain. So there were two IG accounts that popped up. One called Calling You Out Fraud and the other called Calling You Out Fraud 2. Both accounts had been sharing gossip and posting personal things about Jay and Ashley. Like, for example, photos of Ashley's kids or defamatory allegations about both of them. Now, Jay and Ashley claimed that both accounts were set up and being run by bitter ex-friend Natalie. So you can imagine the confusion and egg on their face when the Calling You Out Fraud 2 account started live streaming and it was Jay on the other side of the camera. Ashley tried to defend herself from all the backlash by claiming that Jay made the second account, quote, in the hopes to distract the audience from the fake messages and personal photos of myself and my children that Natalie would post. Jay just copied and pasted them on the new 2 account so that it would look like an extension of the original. Did Jay mess up and go live? He sure did. We are sorry that this has placed doubt in your minds about our entire story. But she maintained her allegation that Natalie was running the original Calling You Out Fraud account and the second fake account was intended to, quote, beat Natalie from starting another one. All very strange, don't you agree? And as if the blunder on Instagram Live wasn't bad enough, Jay's older sister, Ornella Pucci Smith, also accused Ashley of lying about her hospitalisation and treatments, saying the funds had actually been spent on a tummy tuck. As far as the allegations of fraud were concerned, Ashley said, quote, the money was never withdrawn from the GoFundMe account, and that, quote, 3K is not worth the speculation that I scammed you. She refunded all the money that had been raised, but it seemed like the damage was done. Ashley apparently lost brand sponsorship deals off the back of the drama, and even fellow cast members like John Walters had a pop, sharing WhatsApp messages in which he's seen messaging Jay saying, quote, "You're famous for being a liar, a fraud and a cheat. Congratulations, you're both nothing but pathetic little scammers." Since both Ashley and Jay scrubbed their Instagram accounts clean right after the incident, it's now difficult to say what really happened. But Ashley did go on the attack against show producers and other cast members, saying, quote, "We have been asked to be very deceptive about many things during our run with the show. We have been asked and agreed for some time to fake our relationship. As for fellow cast members popping off, you work for the same show, so acting like you're mortified about the falsity of things that happen is completely hypocritical." Interesting. Now, we'll come back to those claims about the show being faked shortly, because we've got another cast member that we'll be talking about in a second that makes very similar claims. But before we get to that, what makes this whole situation with Ashley and Jay even stranger is that at the time of her hospitalisation and the whole vacation drama, Jay had supposedly cheated on Ashley 5 times. Ashley had filed for divorce on 2 separate occasions, but each time took Jay back. In the end, Jay was the one who pulled the plug on their relationship when he broke up with Ashley to be with his new girlfriend, Kyla, who was one of the 5 ladies that he allegedly cheated on Ashley with. And to further rub salt into the wounds, new girlfriend Kyla looks an awful lot like Ashley. Yikes. Jay's sister also had her say on this whole drama, and predictably, she's defending her brother and claims that Ashley was the one to cheat first. And get this, she posted a story on IG saying Ashley had been seeing a married sugar daddy and that she was being paid $1,000 to sleep with him. The angry IG rant went further, hinting at bad parenting by Ashley, saying, quote, "There are so many stuff I can tell the world about your parenting, but I refuse to bring your sweet innocent kids into this nasty shit. But after all, you're the mother who leaked her own kid's picture and tried to frame Natalie again." Crazy, crazy stuff. Now, she provided absolutely no evidence to support any of her claims. So hey, I've got to be clear here, all of her allegations are hers and hers alone. I don't want to be sued. But damn, it seems like this whole relationship is just messy, messy, messy. So, in the fallout of all of this drama, with all the mudslinging that's gone on, what has Ashley actually gained from it all? Well, since appearing on the show, Ashley's launched her own business selling a host of merchandise, including jewellery, teeth whiteners and fitness products. She also has an OnlyFans account, which seems to be doing very well for her. Fanmetrics.com, which is a site that tracks OnlyFans accounts, estimates her monthly earnings are at around $5,000. And according to Heavy.com, those 2 business ventures have contributed to Ashley's net worth being in the region of $600,000, which I'm sure you'll agree is a far cry from her previous salary working as a bartender. Now, when it comes to surgery being a way to boost self-confidence, another 90 Day Fiance star springs to mind, and that's Russian bombshell Anfisa. Who can forget her turbulent relationship with partner Jorge, or her bluntness about only wanting to stay with him for his money? Say what you want about Anfisa, but she was always very upfront about her reasons for being with Jorge and the lifestyle that she expected him to provide. But as far as transformations go, even before Anfisa appeared on the show, she admitted that she had already had plastic surgery back in Russia. How she made money to afford the surgery is a bit murky. Some sources say that Anfisa was a student when she and Jorge met on Facebook, but videos and photos later emerged online that allegedly showed Anfisa working as an adult webcam girl. Things got even murkier when Jorge supposedly told podcaster Stevie Ryan that They didn't actually meet on Facebook, but rather through an adult website. However, Jorge did a complete 180 during season 3 of the show when he claimed he made it all up because he was mad at Anfisa and wanted to get back at her. Whether she was a student or something else entirely, Anfisa didn't seem to have enough funds for her surgery at the time and was happy to be hooking up with Jorge, who she thought was a millionaire. But to Anfisa's dismay, she quickly learned that not only was Jorge not a millionaire, he was almost $30,000 in debt. Still, that knowledge didn't faze Anfisa, and she demanded that Jorge still give her the life that he had promised her.
I am in a little debt.
What? What debt?
I got in debt before us being married.
And you didn't tell me?
And so, despite being in debt, Jorge still paid for Anfisa's surgeries, including breast implants and 2 nose jobs, likely to have cost thousands of dollars. Of course, Jorge getting indicted for felony charges didn't help. In February 2018, Jorge was caught with almost 300 pounds of medical marijuana in his car, and since medical marijuana wasn't legal in Arizona at that time, he was sentenced to 2.5 years. Obviously, he was even less capable of giving Anfisa the life she wanted, being behind bars, which led to Anfisa breaking up with him during his incarceration. She claimed she, quote, tried to make it work, but that Jorge wasn't right for her because he cheated, lied, and never stood up for her. She also hit back at claims by Jorge that she was the unfaithful one, claiming that he was also cheating on her in prison, writing love letters to a new lady. After their split, Anfisa seemed to really come into her own. Rather than relying on others to fund her lifestyle, she became a certified personal trainer and an award-winning bodybuilder, catching the eye of Bombshell Sportswear, who made her a brand ambassador. She also launched an OnlyFans account that reportedly earns her over $60,000 a month. Her current net worth, as estimated by the Cinemaholic, is around $1 million. And that's not the only big development in Anfisa's life. She recently revealed that much of her gold digger persona was only because she was being directed by the show's producers to act in that way. For example, remember the infamous wedding dress shopping scene where she asked for the most expensive dress?
Why?
What about price point? What are you comfortable with?
What is your most expensive dress?
Our most expensive dress would be $45,000.
Is that okay?
According to Anfisa, she acted that way because, quote, that's what the producers wanted. In fact, Anfisa claims that during filming, producers always have a very hands-on and active say in how the couple should act and what they should say. And that, she claims, leads to people being unfairly portrayed by the show. What are your thoughts on this? Are show producers faking and dictating what the couple should be doing? Do you think Anfisa really was misrepresented? Could there be any truth to Ashley's claims that the whole cast were in on what she calls, quote, the falsity of things? Or is this a way of them trying to shift the blame after they've been called out for their actions? After all, it's easy to blame a TV network and faceless producers rather than put your hands up and admit to your own character flaws, right? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. For what it's worth, there have been a lot, and I mean a lot, of other claims about shady practices and deception by TLC and the 90 Day producers. In fact, we've got a whole video just about that, and I'll link to that in the description below if you want to learn more. But going back to Jorge, what's the latest with him? Well, after filing for divorce because Anfisa had, quote, abandoned him in prison, he shocked fans when he came out of prison looking like a brand new man, dropping from £318 down to £190. He credits his weight loss transformation to working out in prison and intermittent fasting. And that's not the only benefit from his time in lockup. In July 2020, he launched his own clothing line called Kilos to Paris, in which, get this, all styles are inspired by the clothing he wore in prison. As of 2021, Jorge's net worth is estimated to be around $200,000, which is again a pretty far cry from being $30,000 in debt. Aside from finding financial success, Jorge seems to have also found love. Remember the love letters he was writing in prison? Well, they were to none other than his current girlfriend, Zoe Blua. Jorge posted pictures on his Instagram calling her, quote, the love of his life, and also announced that they were expecting their first child together. And so it seems that Jorge and Anfisa, one of the show's most turbulent couples ever, have finally found their separate happy endings. While Jorge seems to have found that going to the gym is the best way to his dream body and perhaps his dream life, that might not be an option for everyone. One person in particular is Angela Deem. In December 2020, Angela shocked her fans when she released family photos of her amazing body transformation. The 56-year-old grandmother of 6 proudly showed off her new body and platinum blonde hair. She confessed that her weight loss was due to bariatric surgery, and despite husband Michael not wanting her to go under the knife, she reportedly shelled out around $19,000 for the surgeries, which also apparently included reconstructive surgery to help with the excess skin. It seems like Angela's weight loss hasn't just been good for her love life and her self-esteem, but it's also been pretty good for her bank account as well. So interestingly, despite her fame from the show, Angela has continued to work full-time as a nursing assistant, where she makes around $31,000 a year. But her time on the show has also opened up a few other money-making opportunities for her, including promoting products on Instagram and making videos for fans on Cameo, for which she charges $75 a pop. And according to Screen Rant, Angela now earns an average of $100,000 a year combined from her job and various income streams. All that cash might come in handy pretty soon, considering that husband Michael still hasn't found a way to come to the States, even though the couple recently celebrated their 1-year marriage anniversary. Angela might find it easier to bring Michael over if she can prove that she can financially support him once he moves to the States, especially considering her lack of funds was one of the reasons why Michael was denied in the first place. Once Michael gets to the States, Angela's funds might also help them to start the family that Michael craves, using IVF. But that doesn't appear to be with the help of Angela's daughter Skylar, who's still point blank refusing to help them with this. So there you have it. What did you think of our 90-Day Fiancé transformation update? Whose transformation and current net worth made your jaw drop? Would you like to see a part 2? And if so, who would you like us to include? There's no shortage of stars that have had transformations. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. And hey, do me a favour, if you've made it this far to the end of the video, take just 2 seconds to hit that like button to show your support, and if you haven't already, please consider subscribing to my channel so that you can stay up to date with all of my latest videos. Thank you for watching, I'll catch you on the next video.